Hi there, I'm a nuclear enthusiast and I promise, by the end of this video, you'll enjoy nuclear science too. Today, we'll explore radioisotopes, tiny but powerful tools in diagnostics and cancer treatment. But first, let's deal with the situation. If you're a fan of medical and rescue dramas, you may recall the scene from Station 19, the Grey's Anatomy spin-off. Yes, even scientists have guilty pleasures in watching TV series. Back to our emergency. How can a substance like radioisotopes, which seems to be so dangerous, actually save lives? The answer lies in science. Stay with me here at Energy Brainer and I'll walk you through the basics of nuclear medicine. Let's split some atoms. What is a radioisotope? Every object in the universe is made of atoms, so we know. Atoms have a center called the nucleus, made of protons and neutrons, with electrons moving around it. Most nucleus stays stable forever, but if the balance is wrong, the nucleus changes into something else and gives off energy. This is radioactive decay. Atoms that behave this way are called radioisotopes. Some of them disappear quickly in seconds, while others last millions of years. And even normal, stable atoms can be turned into radioisotopes thanks to nuclear science. But how exactly do we produce radioisotopes? Obviously, they aren't found in nature, but instead of manufactured in specialized facilities, nuclear reactors and particle accelerators. In both cases, the idea is to take a stable atom and nudge its nucleus until it becomes unstable, releasing useful radiation. But don't worry, I'll break it down for you. In a nuclear reactor, it works like baking. Imagine putting stable isotopes such as molybdenum-98 into an oven full of flying neutrons. These neutrons come from uranium atoms splitting in the reactor core. Some neutrons are absorbed by stable isotope, transforming it into something else, molybdenum-99, which later decays into technetium-99m, the workhorse of nuclear medicine scans. To control this, scientists adjust the cooking time in reactors, measure the radiation levels, and separate useful isotopes. It's a bit like brewing coffee. Too long and it's bitter, too short and it's weak. Only when strength is just right, radioisotopes do become valuable tools for medicine, helping doctors see tumors or scans or deliver precise doses of cancer-killing radiation. Particle accelerators work differently. You can imagine them as high-speed pinball machines. In this case, it's protons rather than neutrons that are accelerated in circles and smashed in targeted stable atoms. This collision, in turn, knocks the nucleus into the new radioactive form. Before irradiation, these targets, including metals or gases like oxygen or nitrogen, are completely stable, so transporting them is safe. Afterwards, the radioisotopes are sealed in protective containers for hospital delivery. If a spill occurs, radiation team isolate the area, apply shielding, and neutralize contamination. That's exactly the kind of scenario dramatized in Station 19. Countries including Canada, Belgium, the Netherlands, Russia, South Africa, and Australia operate facilities for isotope production. Others rely on imports, meaning that more advanced nations have easier access to them. And to be clear, even non-nuclear weapon states may have facilities for medical radioisotopes. So, what is the difference between nuclear materials for medicine and for the weaponry? Weapons require tons of fissile materials like uranium-235 or plutonium-239, which sustain a chain reaction. They do not occur in nature in useful form, but are enriched by specialists to extreme level and stored for decades. By contrast, medical isotopes such as molybdenum, technetium, or iodine are not fissile. They are produced in gram quantities, decay within days or even hours, and are only strong enough for imaging or targeted therapy, but not explosions. If you'd like to learn more science facts and stop worrying about nuclear energy, subscribe now to Energy Brainer. We're here to make the peaceful atom simple and inspiring. Now we know the radioisotopes require high-tech production and rapid delivery to clinics, and that their effect depend entirely on dose. Tiny, carefully prescribed amounts are safe and useful, while large, uncontrolled exposure can be dangerous because of excessive radiation. But how exactly do we use them in medicine? Basically, we've picked them because of their unique feature. They emit radiation that penetrates tissues. That's why radioisotopes have become essential both for looking inside the body and treating serious diseases like cancer. Just before I dig into details, let's clarify. Not every imaging technology uses radioisotopes. X-rays work differently. They rely on a machine generating radiation, not on radioactive material. In other words, your regular chest X-ray does not involve radioisotopes, but other diagnostics do. For example, nuclear medicine scans. Such scans have cameras to detect specific gamma rays or positrons from isotopes like technetium. Before entering a scan, patients receive them in small dose, often by injection. Then the isotopes from inside the human's body emit gamma rays, which are luckily not the same. The radiation interacts differently with various tissues. Soft tissues let much of it pass through, while denser structures like tumors absorb certain compounds faster or in unusual patterns. The difference creates contrast and help doctor see hidden problem. For therapy, the same principle applies with a destructive twist. Radioactive isotopes are guided to cancer cells where their decay delivers a lethal blow. For instance, iodine 131 is used for thyroid disease because the thyroid naturally collects iodine. What is funny, the thyroid can tell stable and radioactive iodine apart because chemically their behavior is identical. They form the same compounds and dissolve the same way in blood. So when radioactive iodine arrives, it goes freely to the thyroid and destroys the cancerous cells from inside, while most of body stays unharmed. In real life terms, it's like vending machine that accepts only coins of the right size. Stable iodine and radioactive iodine are the same size coins, so the machine thyroid accepts them both. The only difference is that one coin later explodes inside the machine, breaking it from within. Another radioisotope, lutetium-177, is used for certain prostate and neuroendocrine cancers, but its mechanism is also fantastic. The radioisotope itself is blind and doesn't know how to find cancer. That's why doctors essentially sneak in a Trojan horse. They pair lutetium-177 with guiding molecule which recognizes proteins sitting on the surface of tumor cells. These proteins are like unique locks that healthy cells don't have. So the intrusion works because of molecular recognition or a lock and key match. The tumor cell invites the tag molecule inside, thinking it's business as usual. Once the lutetium-177 is in, it sits right next to the DNA and emits beta particles to blast cancer cells and a few neighbors, but leave most healthy tissue intact. This is why radioisotope therapy is described as targeted. It doesn't mean zero collateral damage. Some healthy tissue nearby might feel the effect. But compared to chemotherapies, carpet bombing, which circulates through the entire body and often damages many healthy cells, it's much closer to a precision strike. The treatment results are also impressive. Iodine-131 has led to cure or long-term disease control in over 80% of patients, often replacing surgery or lifelong medication, while lutetium-177 has shown longer survival, reduced pain, and improved quality of life. Safety is also a central factor. Patients receive only carefully calculated doses, and the isotopes decay quickly, losing strength within hours or days. Medical staff handle them with shielding and dosimeters, so doctors and nurses receive even less radiation than airline pilots or frequent flyers. So radioisotopes are not science fiction. They're real tools already saving millions of lives. They let doctors see inside the human body without surgery, target cancer with precision instead of poisoning the whole body. Yes, they require careful handling and strict safety protocols, but when used wisely, their benefits outweigh the risks. Nuclear science is a promise for the future. Cleaner, smarter, more humane. The atom, after all, was meant for peace. Thanks for watching. Enjoyed this? Smash that like, hit subscribe, and drop your next big science question in the comments. Go nuclear!